So, what does it mean when you hear people say, I've been blessed or I am blessed or what? It's usually a humble way of saying, I got all this stuff. I'm lucky. I've done great for myself. God, of course, I couldn't do it without Him. But honestly, it's come down to the hard work and the promotions and all that good stuff. So, anyways, I was reading some more into God's of War, and it says, so think about the difference between the two words success and blessed. Success is a word we use to speak of something that we have done or accomplished. The circumstances of life can be the same, but the word blessed is an indication not that you have done something, but that something has been done for you. Let me put it this way. Success is when we achieve. Blessed is when we receive. If we say, I'm successful, we are giving the glory to ourselves. When we say, I'm blessed, we are giving the glory to God. Jesus gives us an in-depth portrait of what it means to be blessed when He begins the Sermon on the Mount. Beginning in Matthew 5, Jesus gives a rather shocking, counterintuitive profile of the successful, blessed individual. Bet you hadn't heard this one before. Who is blessed? He says, those who mourn are blessed, for they receive comfort. He says, the meek are blessed, and those who are hungry and thirsty for righteousness, the merciful, the pure in heart, peacemakers, people who are mistreated for doing right, those are the blessed. And finally, he says the people are blessed when they're insulted, persecuted, and lied about because of their pursuit of Jesus. That sounds nothing like the blessed the way I would define blessed. This list, the redefinition of success, has an order to it that is very important, especially the first thing Jesus mentions. He says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven, Matthew 5:3. Blessed are the poor. I know some of you are thinking, yes, I win, and I ain't completely broke. But Jesus isn't talking about money here. This isn't a reference to how much you either have or don't have. His words are poor in spirit. Jesus is describing people who know they don't have it all figured out, people who are humble enough to ask for help. This world's success puts the emphasis on being self-sufficient and self-reliant. Sound familiar? Acting as if we've got it all figured out. I got this. Back up. But Jesus redefines a successful life as one that humbly says to God, I can't do this on my own. I need your help. From the world's perspective, that's the opposite of what successful people do. So you've got to admit, it means a pretty jarring contrast to our picture of winning business honors, moving into mansions, being named Times Person of the Year. Jesus takes success and turns it upside down, just like He does a lot of things. The first or last. The last or first. We think that success is about being the king of the hill. Jesus points down to the downtrodden, the humble, and the pure-hearted who refuse to play the world's game. When our lives are defined by the world's definition of success, that's adultery. So what's the right way to keep score? There's a board game that has been around for a while called The Game of Life. I love that game. If you've played that one, you know the object is to collect beautiful homes and expensive property. You win the game of life by landing the perfect job and driving the nicest vehicle. My guess is even if you've never played that game, you're playing that game now. And Jesus has a question for all game players. What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Matthew 16:26. What's the point of the big promotion, the luxury car, and the second home if the price is your soul? Success would suddenly look like the deepest failure imaginable. So, whichever side of the road that you fall on this, be sure that you're mindful that, the difference between success and being blessed. Giving God the glory and realizing that, hey, if all my all my achievements are not from God, and I'm forfeiting my family, my life, my sanity, my health, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Because it says right here, what good will it be for someone to gain the whole world? Not just your little world, but the whole world, yet forfeit their soul. Matthew 16:26. So, again, can't emphasize enough, which world are you living for? Ask yourself that. Reflect on it. And every decision you do, every decision you make, what world am I living for? All right, thanks.